Hello YouTube. I have another video game find. I was out. I was out doing some video game hunting behind the video game stores, dumpster diving. I've seen a couple of guys that have videos, and actually I've seen a bunch of videos where people go and do this, and they actually find things. And I said to myself, I'm gonna go check it out and see what I can find. I mean, a guy found an Xbox. I think he said it was actually working. It just didn't have the hard drive, and he got a hard drive, and he got himself a free Xbox. I went one time, I found a PSP. I don't have that here right now, but I found a great PSP. It was a 3000, I think, and the screen was cracked. Everything sounded right, so I got the screen. There was a problem with the guy that sold me the screen. I think he sold me some screens that didn't even work, so I had to throw that project on the back burner. But I did. I probably will do with that PSP is just probably sell it for parts, And well, just recently I went the other day to on another one of those video game dumpster diving trips. It was early one morning, and I said, you know what? I was pretty early up in the morning. I said, I'm gonna go check it out. So I went from my usual spot, because the usual spot I go to, there's some guy that does probably some landscaper that goes and dumps his trash. There's about 20 dumpsters back there, and he chooses to dump his trash right at the dumpster where the GameStop employee, the dumpster that belongs to the GameStop store. So sometimes I get there, and sometimes he hasn't gotten there yet, so I'm able to pick stuff out. Last time I went, I found that new that WoW. I found a WoW cardboard cutout, that World of Warcraft, that new expansion pack they have. I think it's the something of Pandaria with that Kung Fu Panda looking character. It's a big one. It's real nice. I have it in my room. I'm not a World of Warcraft fan. I never played it, so I don't know anything about it. Maybe I'll get rid of that too. But right now it's sitting in my room. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty big. Say it's about like 3 feet wide, and it stands pretty tall, about 4 feet. And when you put it all together, I have all of it together. It's real nice. Well, anyways, so I went to another spot, because I've just kind of told myself I'm gonna go to different spots and check out what I see. So I went to this other one, and I've never been in the back, where the dumpsters sit. So I went back there, and I had to go through a few of them when I knew I was near the back of the store. So I finally found, I think, the one that belonged to the store. But it seemed like there was like a coin laundromat next to it, so it seems like people would throw their trash there too. But I was actually able to see something when I opened the dumpster's top, and I was like, what is that? Because I was like, it seemed like a Super Nintendo in a box, and I was like, wait a minute, I think I see a Super Nintendo. And I think that somebody went to try to sell their old SNES at the GameStop, but they don't take those things anymore, and they actually just recently stopped selling, I think, PS2 games. It's really fucking whack. I mean, I know there's this I don't know if you want to call it underground, but it's some other guy that he has a store that he opened, and I think these guys is called Luna Games, and they have a few stores in the city in San Diego. That's where we're at, and they actually carry everything, every system. If they could carry, if it's a video game, they got it. And I know I've seen from Nintendo, Sega, you know, if they can have them, you know, they'll put it out there and sell it to you. So real cool guys. They actually helped me out and with my PS3 a while back, and I upgraded my hard drive from a 120 to 750 gigs. So you know, yeah, I got that. But anyways, let's get back to what I was talking about, the SNES that I found when I was a video game dumpster diving. And yeah, I saw the box and I was like, whoa, I mean, like, is that what I think it is? So like I told you, I think somebody tried to sell it, but they didn't sell it, and they must have just said, F it, and let's chuck it in the dumpster. So I got it right here. Yeah, here it is right here. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, it's actually in pretty decent shape, you know. Yeah, I'd say it's in decent shape. Yeah, and it's like really yellow at the bottom. You can tell. You can see the color difference. So yeah, I found it, and not only did I find this, I actually found games, and not only like one or two games. I found a bunch of games with it. I was like, wow. I was like, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take this thing. I grabbed it, put it to the side, came back, and threw it in the car and just left. So not only that, I mean, this is I got this one and I got this. I got 3 SNESs. This one belonged to my cousin. He left it years ago. I kept it. It has a problem though. It makes this horrible noise. It plays any game, but it makes this horrible ringing noise, buzzing noise when you play it. So I don't even touch it. I wanted the shell off of this because this is my original SNES. This is the one I got when I was in junior high. And this, man, yeah, and you notice that it's painted. It's horrible paint job, you know. But try to draw some flames, you know, try to do some art. But no, the reason I painted it is because it got stolen when I was a kid. Took it to my friend's house, and you know, I got it because it was that time when Street Fighter, everybody knew that Street Fighter was coming to the home console, but to the NES. Genesis didn't have shit on it, you know. It's like Genesis is a good system too. But I was all about NES, Nintendo, you know. And I didn't have that many games for it, but you know, the one that I wanted was Street Fighter. I was a Street Fighter addict. But I took it to my friend's house, and I didn't have Street Fighter yet. I had Final Fight, so I was like trying to subdue my addiction to Street Fighter before it came to the home system. So I got me Final Fight, which was a great game at the arcade, but at the home port, it was just it was missing the second player. You couldn't play 2 players, so your friend would watch you play, and you know, it wasn't the same. That the point of Final Fight was 2 players, you know. But anyways, I had that game, but his neighbor, which, you know, his neighbor was a little thief. I mean, he was a little punk back then. And we left the 7-Eleven, and we were going to be right back, you know. We wanted to go get Slurpee or something, chips. So, and the store was about half an hour, like a half-hour walk away from me. So we took off, and just in that short time, that guy broke into my friend's house, stole my Super Nintendo, and took it. He broke it. He did all kinds of damage. I mean, look at this piece right here. This whole piece, like up to here, fell off. I had to glue it back on. This piece, I guess, when I pulled it out a little while ago, I noticed that this piece finally fell off. So it was a big old hole right there, as you can see. Yeah, and in the front too, he had broken it. I put a piece of paper right here. You can see that piece of paper, and I spray painted it. It was fucked up, you know. I mean, I was like fucking 11, 12 years old or some shit, you know. And I was like, fuck, man, you know. I had to keep it a secret from my parents, because if they found out, they were gonna fucking they're gonna have a shit fit, you know. So I had to keep it quiet. And the messed up thing later on that my friend's mom ended up buying him a Super Nintendo, and I wanted him to give it back to me. You know, I was like, hey, you owe me a Super Nintendo. You know, it's your fault. But in a way, it was my fault too for bringing it down. I should have kept it at my house. But you know, when you're a kid, I mean, and Super Nintendo was like the latest shit. You know, you just want to share it with your friends and have fun. You know, that's what video games are about. You know, but yeah. So he kept it for a few weeks. You know, kept it for like a few weeks, and I was like, or maybe more. I think he probably held on to it for like a few months. And I remember when we would go into my friend's backyard to play, that asshole would literally have the volume all the way up, and I could hear it. And we would call him through the window, and I would tell him, that's my property you have in there. And he would say no. He said that it was his and that his mom bought it, but I knew that it was mine. And one day I even actually went to the front door to talk to his mom, and I told his mom, I was like, yo, I think your son has my Super Nintendo. And the bitch straight said that that she bought the system for him, which was a freaking lie. These people were so fucking full of shit. I was so angry. I was like, oh my god, I mean, this is a grown lady. I mean, she's supposed to set an example, you know? All they were a bunch of thieving ass motherfuckers. So I walked away, you know. I was a little kid. I mean, what was I supposed to do? I was just angry, you know. But I was gonna get my opportunity. So one day they actually left. They left, like the whole family left somewhere, you know. And we were out there in the backyard. We saw them leave. You know, I was at my friend's house again, and it's pretty early in the morning, you know. My friend only lived down like 4 houses down from me, so. You know, you could go to a friend's house, watch Saturday morning cartoons, chill, you know, hang out. And that morning, we saw them leave. And I was like, oh yeah, it's on. So we walked to the backyard, and we were standing there, and there was another neighbor that lived behind one of the other houses in the area. And he comes in, and I told him, hey man, I told him, I think your cousin stole my Super Nintendo. And he told me, hey, that guy's not my cousin. He's not even family. He just likes to say stupid shit like that. And that's when I told him, really? I was like, well, hey, you know what? Those guys, his whole family left. And that guy just looks at me like, hey, dude, you want to get your Super Nintendo back? And I was like, yes, I do, man. Yes, I do. And the thing was that day, that asshole, we were looking through the window, and he had you could see his closet, you could see the top of his closet, and you could see the Super Nintendo sitting right there. And that's when I said, you know what? You know, an eye for an eye, but I wouldn't even call it stealing. I was just taking back what was mine. So we jump through one of the windows, we get in there, we just run into the first thing. I don't care what the other guy went to go do. I went straight for my Super Nintendo. So I went, I grabbed it. When I first saw it, it was all horribly. That's why I had to paint it, because he had it all tagged up with a marker, just horrible. Trying to think that just because he wrote with a marker on it, that was going to disguise it and throw me off. Oh, well, my Nintendo wasn't marked with markers. This must be really his. So anyways, I grabbed it. I grabbed everything was there. He actually had like a couple of games. So I took those two. I was like, hey, I need my payback, you know. So I took them. I think it was like NBA Jam and some other sports game. So NBA Jam was a good arcade game at the arcade. Actually, the home port was actually all right too. So it was pretty fun. So I enjoyed that game too after my payback that I got my system back. So yeah, I had to paint it. But back to the Nintendo. Yeah, I found that. I still haven't even tested it, but I mean, these systems are made to last, so I think it's going to be in working condition. But the games. So let's cover the games real quick. All right. Yeah, I found a bunch of games, man. But when I found the box, it was full of ants. There was no food in the box, but you know how well ants. I mean, of course you're gonna find ants in a dumpster. But yeah, I grabbed the box, took it, then I brought it home. So here are the games. I found a bunch of games. You know, not bad at all. I mean, I actually found 2 NES games with it. Excellent titles, hard to find titles. Nah, I'm just yanking your chain. It's just like it's golf, and what is Urban Champion? I remember this game right here. It was okay. I mean, it was the first games, and yeah, I remember playing these like at that Nintendo stand or store or whatever they would have at malls, and you know you get to sample the games for like about a minute, 30 seconds, something like that. But it's still cool. I mean, finding I got an NES and I got like about 40 games. I have the Power Glove. You know, I have a few things. I'm getting my little collection together. So 2 NES games added to my collection. More than welcome. You know. Okay, now this is the first thing I saw when I looked in that box. When I saw that there was games along with the system. Killer Instinct. I mean, I remember this game. I remember playing this game when I was a kid, and I went to Las Vegas with my friends, and we went on a trip. That was the first time I saw Killer Instinct in Vegas. I think it was Circus, man, and people were just crowded around there. If you ever gone to Las Vegas in the 90s, man, the arcades, I think they still have, I'm sure they still do, but back then, I was in arcade heaven when I went to Vegas, man. They had some games where like it was like $5 to play, but you would go. It was like in a little room, and the whole damn room was like the arcade, just one arcade game. But it was so awesome, man. When I went to Vegas, but I saw this game there. You know, this game, yeah, I saw it, but the home port is when it came down to the SNES, it's actually all right. So. I mean, that's a good little come up. Okay, let's move on. Found Tetris. Tetris Attack. Tetris is always a good little game to play. Always. It was big back in the days. On Game Boy, everybody loved it. I found Star Wars. Super Star Wars, sorry. Yeah, I heard about this game. It's pretty good. Also pretty hard. So, challenge is always good. That's entertaining. I found this. RoboCop 3. I mean, I have all these games on the emulator, but you know, collection-wise, if you're into collecting, you know, you want to have your games. But this is nothing special. You know, I'm sure it ain't. I don't know if I played it. Super Mario, standard. You know, that's all. Just playing of these. Yeah, it doesn't. That's probably like the best game I found was Killer Instinct, but I found Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, I remember these. I was almost in. When these guys came out. I think I was ready to go to high school. I was at my last year in junior high, I think, or maybe 7th grade. I don't remember, but I was never into Power Rangers because I was a kid that grew up with Voltron, and this was just a horrible rip-off to me. You know, Power Rangers, I was like, cheesy. It's funny though, like, you can actually sit there and laugh your ass off. That's what it is. It's just funny. Oh, and then I found the ever classic, the ever so mysterious, no sticker on the cart. So that'll be a trip. I can't wait. It just has some dude's name is Juan. So that's the dude's name, and he actually even put his last name and put some question marks back here. So that'll be good for a laugh. I'll let you know what that is. I remember this cartoon. This was a cartoon. Eek. What was it? Eek the Cat. Yeah. Eek the Cat. Great cartoon back in the days. Also found this. What is it? The Lion King. I don't know if it's any good. I think I heard that it was okay. I'm not sure about it, you know. But I mean, that's my find. I mean, I went out one morning. I thought I was gonna maybe find some old PS2 boxes, you know, something like that. I didn't think I was gonna find a Super Nintendo with a bunch of games, you know, and a couple of NES titles to go with, you know. So all in all, it was good. I just wanted to share it with you guys. I'm going to continue video game hunting, and hopefully I'll be able to find something real nice. I've been wanting to go do the swap meets and do a little hunting like that, but you know, I just wanted to share this because I think it's actually pretty cool that I found a Super Nintendo in the trash. I mean, probably all together, I mean, I must have at least $40 to $50 worth of stuff. I mean, you know, but still a great find. I'm adding to my collection. It's always welcome. Yeah, let me know if what you think, and if you found anything yourself, and what type of things have you found? Is it working condition? Was it you know, just whatever, if it's video game related. Oh yeah, one more. I just got this in the mail. If you're an anime, this is just to anybody that likes anime. If you're into anime, I found this. I found this show, this anime show on the internet once, and I was just watching an episode, and dude, this thing is awesome. Awesome. It's called Ghost Stories. I don't know if you've heard of this or anybody's seen this before, but Ghost Stories, it's called, and it's a bunch of kids solving ghost mysteries, you know, people's deaths, and helping them rest in peace and things like that. But the dialogue, man, the whoever wrote this thing is fucking hilarious, and that's why I actually bought it, because I used to just watch it on the net for free, but I actually want to see if it does have the subtitles, so I can actually see exactly what they're saying, because some of the stuff they say on here, I mean, it's supposed to be a bunch of little kids, they're not supposed to be saying stupid, like, but it's hilarious. It's just very adult content, you know, just dialogue, like, it's funny, and I'm telling you, it's worth it. I bought this for about $2, like $3 to $5 altogether, but they're so worth it, man. I mean, if you're into anime, and it's like anime comedy right here, and this is a great one. So check it out if you can. All right, so have a good one, and let me know and leave a message.